Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland, USA. It's James Nowicki here again, and we're talking about true love. Um, sometimes you walk into it by accident. Sometimes it's just something that grows out of development through friendship, or even the love that you get from your mother or father. I can tell you one thing is, despite what myself and my significant other has been through, and I mean by that is Rachel. Our marriage in the very beginning was based off of being young and not thinking at the very beginning, but rushing in, I guess, head over heels, right? But despite being separated for the 19 years in which we were, and soon to come to an end, I would have to say that sometimes it took a bit of space in between, even if it was a lengthy bit of time, to actually realize what we needed to do in order to grow. Yes, I'm gonna be honest, we did love each other, and there's no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it kind of brought us a little, not a little bit, but a lot more closer than what we think. I mean, realizing that we had some flaws that we needed to work on to make ourselves better. We were young, two kids. I mean, some people would say we were kids having kids. She was 18 and I was 19 when we had her first kid, and 20 and 19 for a second. Married at age 18. Some people would say it was a perfect family, just a boy and a girl, and a mom and dad. But what is perfect these days? I mean, honestly, what's perfect? But you know what is beautiful about it, despite what we did in the separation, realizing that I had an alcohol problem and I wasn't self conscious in here again and thinking using my right head. Maybe I was fishing for a little bit more entertainment in our relationship, looking in another neighbor's yard while being with her, not realizing that I should keep an eye on my own backyard because the grass was plenty fine. I think that despite that nature of that situation, she had development issues she had to work on, being a better mother, a better homemaker. Not saying that she had to do it all. Maybe if I would have put the bottle down sooner, I would have realized what I was doing, and I would have been a better father. I don't know too many instructions, like I said, that can I could pick up, and maybe it's a how to be a parent for dummies handbook, but I know that wasn't perfect, and now that I realize what I have done and how I developed into a stronger person, I have the ability one day, if my kids actually do approach me, to come back to, you know, see their mom and dad, because eventually, like, soon we're going to be together, and I know it is. Um, Maybe they'll see that we went through it all, and we still managed to hold tight and stick together through the adversity, trials and tribulations, and everything such as that that tried to rip us and destroy us. But despite all that, I'm gonna tell you something right now. No matter what in the world or around the world or in the entire universe, if you love somebody and you mean you really do love them, I'm not talking bit this touchy feely emotional yada 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 comes through, right? But if you really love somebody and you're separated that long apart from each other, well, if you can work through the adversity and come back and get through all the trauma, drama, daddy, baby, mama drama kind of stuff, and still manage to hold tight on each other, and you can't live a moment without them. I mean, there's points now where I just wake up and the first thing I want is to be involved, to touch, to hold, to speak and hear her voice. I mean, 2 years ago, if you asked me, I could tell you right now. Maybe it didn't dawn in my mind, but there was glimmer and pieces of fragments that came to my mind here and there, and thoughts of her. I mean, being in another relationship for 19 years prior to that, and I know she was as well, I can tell you this right now. Maybe a glimmer of hope came across our minds here and there, but then again, the Lord spoke upon us and put us in place on his paths that we've been walking. And sometimes paths do cross, where you hit a crossroads or a moment in your time where you think about it. But sometimes people make impressions on people, and it's part of their heart. Even there's a scar from them. Sometimes scars are, hard and they don't go away, but they'll stay there. I mean, I have scars on the outside of my body. I mean, but even the outside doesn't compare to the inside of my heart and what I've been through. And I know she's been through a lot too. It's not just me. But it comes to the point where a person has oneness in their mind and a 0 point frequency or, you know, situation of awareness and consciousness between one another, where I know that there's moments I can feel her pain, her sadness, her happiness, and the joy. Even if she's in Ohio or whoever, wherever she could be at the moment, and I still feel her. I think about her, think about the moments, the good times and the bad times, and you know, the delivery and birth of our children. Those 2 times I stood on my feet, not knowing anything about delivery and birth. I never took Lamaze classes or nothing. I just head first. And then she tells me that the happiest moments of her life during a delivery was the fact is when her epidural had worn off and the pain kicked in. And I told her to put all the pain and hate on me at the moment because of the way she was feeling. But she looked into my eyes after standing on my feet for 12 hours for each child. And the thing that calmed her down the most was my blue eyes, looking back at hers and her brown eyes. And, despite everything we go through and you ain't got it, and you think that the world revolves around money, well, it may happen, but I'll tell you, money can't do is buy true love. You can't buy it, no matter how much you try. You can buy a little happiness in life, but you're not buying love, not real love. I mean, if you think touchy feely, lovey, sensitivity is just the main thing, I mean, I could tell you right now, she and I's done had that many a times, and we're gonna have more of it. But when it comes to heart, and open heart, and connecting the heart, right in here, I share the same heart with her, and I connect with my mind and my soul. If you want somebody and you feel a connection to them so deeply where you can't be away from them, all you think of is just holding each other, comforting each other. I mean, don't let anything stop you. Love to understand that you have problems, and even if you have problems, if it's addiction or whatever, you know, sometimes the other families they don't want to, the women's side of the family or the husbands is they don't want to hear about that, and they're not going to step it up. But I will tell you this right now, in my case and circumstances with her, although we were ripped apart by families like Romeo and Juliet in the modern days, the Lord at the end of the day had his throwing his name in the hat, and he's like, you know what? What you gonna do when I open up that door again, or I shut other doors and make you face the music. Well, I answered the call. You know me, I'm a bit stubborn though, but in the last 2 years alone, or give or take a little bit more, walking the narrow path to get to where I got. Despite that, in this month coming up will be 1 year of half of that. Talking to other people, trying to figure out what love really meant, or all the hard times in the development and the healing I had to do apart my heart and soul. Realizing this one thing, even jumping in by accident to send her a forgiveness of what we've been through, not knowing exactly what I did at that particular moment. And she connecting back to me, to the realization that it was something that was meant to be. And no matter what the adversity, the trouble we go against or what comes at us, if you love somebody that much, nobody's stopping you. See, I follow the word of God and my Abba, or Jesus, or you do higher power of God's source, whatever you want to do. But I'll tell you this right now. I'm following my heart. And despite how hard it is in this path that I'm still walking, I'm not giving up. I never will. I have never been a quitter in my life. I mean, I've walked away from some pretty shitty situations. I mean, just being honest, I'm not sugarcoating it. I've been hurt mentally more than physically, to be honest with you. I mean, some of the physical was self-inflicted. I mean, but what's worse, a cut from a knife or a cut in your heart from inner things you have to live with, and like I said, the scars are more greater on the inside than on the outside. But at the end of the day, I managed to keep a soft heart and believed. If I cover my eyes, my faith, if I see through, is blind because it has no eyes. I have no eyes when it comes to being faithful. Faith has no eyes. But I tell you what, if Peter could walk on water to Jesus, so can I. And the only time he actually slipped and went down underneath the water was because he took his eyes off of Jesus. So, relatively and generally speaking here, a long time ago I took my eyes off my wife, my Rachel. I was on water, but then I sunk. And then the righteous hand of my Lord, my Abba, came down and lifted me back up. And through his grace and mercy, I put my eyes back upon her. And this time, I'm walking against water in the storms of darkness, but he put the light within me, so I see. And she's pulling close to me too, and she's coming my way. But the beautiful thing about it is, I got my eyes on her, and only her. And this time, I'm not taking them off. Honestly, I'm not sinking anymore. I had to go through hell and walk through hell, but guess what? My heaven's coming home. And sometimes God sends you angels, even in the mysterious ways. And what if I told you I was an angel from God? Would you believe me if you couldn't see my wings? Or do you have to have a glowing radiation or resonating light around me and a halo on top of my head? I can be honest, there's moments where I had to put my horns in my back pocket. But even the devil himself, Satan, was an angel. One of the most beautiful ones ever, if not the most beautiful angel in heaven. His pride got him kicked out, and maybe my ego was a bit high back then. But sometimes I gotta ground myself and realize, as I humbled and I patiented myself, and stayed steady. I dropped the ego death inside of me and picked up my serenity and gave grace and homage to my father, Abba. And I know he's the waymaker. And I know I have determination because he's within me. You may think I'm boasting or to say this, but if we're all from the Son of God, if I told you that I would be the Son of God, would you believe it? Or would you think I'm just messing around and joking with you? Why not? Imagine that. What if you were talking to the Son of God right now? Would you believe it? I mean, check it out. Over 2,000 years ago, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, walked the earth. And he said he was the Son of God, that him and the Father was of one and the same. So if I said that me and the Father, myself, or my Father and I, was of one, would you believe it? Or would you just think that I'm bluffing? Because at the end of the day, you think about it. If you pick up a book before you actually get deep into it and read it, could you actually sit there and judge it without casting stones upon somebody for what they know? Or the abilities which they can do, or what you may be able to see one day? But people say they wait for Jesus to come back for the second arrival. But what if I told you he was already here? Love is love, right? Everybody feels the shift of what's going on in this world right now. And sometimes you gotta walk through heaven. Walk through hell. I'm sorry. To make it to heaven. Everybody's different positions and points and motions and what they go through and thoughts and trials and tribulations. And then you wake up and realize one day, if you love yourself as good as you should and as you should, like the Father, my Abba, loves me, then you can love another sincerely. And I've gained a lot of discernment and wisdom, clarity, and knowledge throughout the years. And like I said, I've been to hell many times. I can talk about it, and I can let you know a lot about it, but I'm not going to be down forever. And one day, people are going to watch this video and they're going to say, damn, he was who he said he was, and he did what he had to do. But I'll tell you, at the end of the day, when you know what I do the most? I don't quit, and I go forward no matter how many times I stumble. And maybe I almost fell and came to my knees. But I got back up and I kept going. Because determination, it's not how strong I am. I'm strong, but ain't how strong I am. Or it's how much determination, grit, and the ability for me to keep going. But the biggest thing I can say is I believed in my father, Abba, and followed my heart. Despite what everybody thinks about it, at the end of the day, it all boils down to you. What do you care about? What do you feel? How does it make you feel? Because I know what I want. And I know that maybe all the time I can't lean on my own judgment and upon what I think. But the love that my father, Abba, put me in and into me, I'm not taking the easy route. Not taking the easy route at all. I know I want my Rachel, and she's my Rachel Lee Marion Nowicki, and she will be again. Despite the divorce paper may have separated us by law, but spiritually we've been connected the entire time. The entire time by our souls. And then I just don't love you from my heart. I love you from my soul. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have to tell you this right now. Mommy's coming home, and Daddy's going to have open arms. And it's going to happen. And we can still heal on each other. And whatever comes up to us and comes upon our path, going to stand by each other and hold hands and arms and lock up tight. Because the diversity in battles that I'm going to come across in persecution one day, I'd rather have her beside me, not in front of me or behind me. Because we're not just two, but of one. Soul, body, and the flesh. But spirit is just one in emotion and thought. And if I had to lay down my life so she takes another breath, mark my words, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But if I go, she goes. That's the way twin flames work. More than just a soulmate, a wife, or a queen. But when I get crowned one day, so will she. So I know she's going to be watching this today. And despite whatever we've been through, it was just a stepping stone. And it led us to a bridge. And you know what? That bridge is me. And we're going to go to heaven regardless. And it's not up in the sky, but it's right here and right now. So despite what I say, if you don't give up and you follow your heart and your soul and your dreams, you can do anything, no matter what it is. Somebody once told me, especially this week that just passed, I said, one day people are going to know who I am. I'm going to be important. What if I told you you already do? And I'm already important. Know your worth. Sky's the limit, baby. That's my Rachel Lee Marinovicki, my Luna baby, my Bukum, baby mommy, my wife, my life, my everything. And then when we hang up on phones sometimes, or all the time now, we don't say bye-bye. We say ever, ever, forever us. Amen. So I know you see this, Rachel, and despite whatever we go through, I will always love you, always did, and always will. No matter what people think or what they say. At the end of the day, it's just you and I. I love you, baby. And as we put the pen to the paper this time in a new book and new chapters of our life, together we hold hands and write it. The rest is unwritten. I want to thank the Lord for the pain and the suffering. And thank Him for the beautiful sunshine. And then being able to look in your eyes and know that you're mine. And I am yours. So if two is considered two but one, we are the flesh, but the soul, we are one. And no matter how much more hell we walk through, I'll keep walking it with you because I'm in heaven. Thank you, Abba, and thank the entire universe around me. Thank you for my Rachel and my babies. Because once I got her and we're established, she and I is going after our babies, despite their age, 20, 21, give or take, and I have another with another wife that had recently been separated, but if you know, you know. Don't give up on your dreams and your heart and keep faith. You'll see a difference one day. And I know whoever I reach out there, you need this today. No matter what you're going through in your relationship, hug the one you're with tonight. Cherish the moments. Sometimes the most deepest imperfections of a life and a soul is your greatest perfections. If you love, you love. And share a heart. Because one day if it gets tore apart, but guess what? The Lord Abba will bring it back together. See what I mean? I love you guys. God bless. have a wonderful day. Because you know why? It's a beautiful day, baby. Life's a garden. Dig it.